said that smooth seas do not produce skillful sailors. If you translate that proverb into football, you would understand that the best players that we have are those that go through trials, tribulations, and adversity. The best players that we have are those that go through a lot in order for them to appreciate and celebrate where they are today. Itumeleng and welcome to yet another episode of Fut-Afrique. Itumeleng and So excited and delighted to be within your company. I get to do this with you as we delve and immerse ourselves into the world of African football. This week is no different. I get to do it with an all-star lineup. Go argue with anyone who's sitting next to you, but don't argue with me. First on the lineup and first in the hot seat is a man who represents the Super Eagles. You know them to be a team that are somewhat finding their wings, but this eagle certainly takes flight and it soars through the continent. Hey, Ade.
Why do you always have those subtle shots in between?
There's no shot.
Nah, you've got to do that intro again.
There's no shot. How far now?
I love it. I do. Oh, you're a fast learner. You let it quick.
I mean, I have to. You look good, by the way. You look really good.
You know, I've been on
there
the street
we go.
learning the whole South African
There we
lingo.
go.
I'm proud to use a few in the show today, so get ready for that.
Alrighty.
A few things I've learned on the streets.
Well, buckle up because it's going to be ready, set, go as we learn everything that's got to do with African football. Not just that, but also the different languages. In this case, we're also going to be learning a bit of Pidgin. Before class gets into session, I want to test your African football knowledge. And what we're going to do this week is ask you a question like we do any other week. But this week, the question is all about COSAFA 2024. Now, this week, or last week rather, Angola will crown the champions of the competition. This was their fourth title ever since they've participated within the competition. Prior to this year, when was the last time that Angola lifted that COSAFA Cup? Call a friend, Google the answer, go through your notes, find the answer somewhere, but I want you to share it with us. Use the hashtag on social media or platforms. The only one that matters, it's hashtag Fut-Afrique. Now, the news broke out this week that a man from South Africa has finally joined and find another home out in Tanzania. He's not a man that's only fun to us, but he's also known in countries such as Russia. He's known in Morocco, and now in Tanzania are sure and ready to know his name well. Fadlu Davids joining Simba SC. How do you feel about that?
Let me tell you, I'm sure the man is still recovering from the hangover of partying with Raja
of the
fans.
devil.
Yes, the assistant at Raja Casablanca.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for him. I've known him since Maritzburg United, since Orlando Pirates, a very good coach. I know he loves the formation 4-2-3-1. It will be interesting to see what he's going to bring to Simba. But he's replacing the coach Abdelhel Benshika. Yeah. I was worried about butchering that name. Really, I don't want the fans coming after me like after the show. But great coach, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he will do.
I've got two questions to ask you. Let's start with the first one. The first one with this talks about Simba has somewhat had a problem with consistency of coaches.
Yes.
What makes them certain that Fadlu will be a consistent coach? Obviously, we know that that's one of the factors that really has not been able to stabilize their ship in the past years.
I mean, see what he did with Raja Casablanca. It has the winning mentality flowing through his veins, really, with especially his experience with Morocco. And I just think he has the track record to prove it. Also has had some experience in Russia with Lokomotiv Moscow, and his experience, he's got the experience. Young coach, 43, that's the trend now in football. And he's more than capable of doing it with Simba. I think he's the right fit for Simba, actually.
Right fit for Simba. What is interesting is the fact that he has been assistant coach in most of the places that we've seen him at. Maritzburg, yes, we saw him as head coach. How hard is it going to be for him to transition if there will be a difficulty that he is supposed to experience?
Not at all. I think he's learned from the best in the business. We saw what he did at Raja Casablanca and Orlando Pirates, worked under the same coach. He's learned enough over the years. So I think he definitely knows what he's doing. And I'm looking forward to seeing that transition myself, because some coaches get it right and some coaches, well, they should have stayed at number 2.
Well, one thing that's also interesting as we wrap up the conversation about Fadlu Davids is his backroom staff, a host of African men that he's brought in to be part of his team.
All South African, that's what I'm hearing. That's what my...
He's Wayne Sandilands, who was a goalkeeper coach at Orlando Pirates. We also know that he took one of the guys that he was with at Morocco, out at Raja Casablanca, Wilkin.
Yes.
There is a host.
So he has a familiar backroom staff behind him, and that's a recipe for success for me.
Alrighty, what's going to be interesting is how patient can Simba be? Or does Fadlu Davids have the cheat code rather to make that oil machine or that machine just get rolling as they start?
And you heard Simba also signed my brother from Nigeria.
Oh, absolutely, from Rivers.
Okajekpa, who was voted the player of the season in the Nigerian League and also in the CAF Confederations Cup best team. He's made it to that team on 2 different occasions. So it will be interesting to see what he does in this new chapter of his career.
New players, new coach, new backroom staff, a new season awaits for Simba SC, and hopefully it will be a new dawn for them. More news coming out, which is really, really at the tip of everything. And as we are in celebratory mode, is us celebrating the young talent that comes out of South Africa. As we know, a young man...
Shandre Cambell.
Let's go with it.
He's make sure.
Yeah.
I learned that on the street, by the way. I'm happy to use it. Oh, man, like... Super Sports United definitely keep pumping out this talents. And Gavin Hunt, you know, he was a regular in Gavin Hunt's team.
Yeah.
At only 18, you know, teams like Feyenoord were looking for him. And we saw that at the end of the DStv Premiership season, he was nominated for Player of the Season, also the Nedbank Cup. Unfortunately, he lost to Mofokeng, you know, eventually, but he was one of those young players that I knew was destined for greatness. And I'm so happy to hear about Club Brugge snapping him up.
Yep, well, this is a success for Super Sports United and their Development Academy. I think it's also a success for the Gauteng Development League within South Africa, because that's where he also got to ply his trade. And we wish him nothing but the best as he goes out to Club Brugge, because we know Percy Tau had so much fun at Club Brugge. All the Africans and all South Africans went after him. So just like now, I need all South Africans to go onto social media, follow Club Brugge, because that too is our new home.